Happy Tuesday to you. On our last podcast, we introduced the fifth step of our 7 money milestones, which was increasing your cash flow. If you recall, the key to cash flow is examining, managing, and reducing expenses. Today, I will introduce to you the sixth of our 7 money milestones, which is build your wealth. Another critical step on your roadmap to financial security and financial independence. Now, because of the complexity of this milestone, we will break this segment down into 2 parts to make it a little easier to digest. So, if you're ready, let's talk Tuesday. Will your wealth last as long as you do? It's a question that you must be able to answer. Henry David Thoreau once said, "Wealth is the ability to fully experience life." But he was only half right. Today, wealth may also be a matter of financial survival. As you accumulate assets along life's way, you may be fortunate enough to enjoy your wealth, share it with others, and leave it as part of your legacy. Today, however, wealth has another role that could be essential for you. It may be necessary, and it may be a necessary asset to fund a very long retirement, which could be an eye-popping 30 years or longer. For many who have saved little to date, growing wealth may seem like pie in the sky, but it should be a commitment to get serious about as soon as possible. Knuckle down with your financial professional to begin your asset accumulation strategy so that you can build wealth for both quality and longevity of life. Did you know that 63% of people have a greater fear of running out of money in retirement than dying? For couples who make it to retirement age, there is a 50% chance that one spouse will live past 95 and a 25% chance that one will live past 96. That being said, whatever stage of your life that you're in, start building wealth now. It is flawed thinking that wealth is something that you start building when you have money. I'll start saving after I get that raise, and once my account grows a little bit, I'll figure out what to do with it. No, those are not good strategies. This is why so many remain trapped in a loop of spending too much and saving too little. The wealthy, on the other hand, stop the spending early on in life, and they start saving and put away whatever money they had available so it could start working for them. The difference is getting started wherever you are and developing the discipline to save. The secret to breaking the cycle is paying yourself first. I'll repeat that. The secret to breaking the cycle is paying yourself first. That means that you apply the concepts that we have shared with you in our various podcasts, decide how much money you could put away, and then deposit that money into savings investments accounts before you go out and buy that latte or go to a movie or split a pizza or even pay your bills. Some may ask the question, what do I mean by pay yourself first? It's a simple concept of investing in you first. As a result, it just means that you would budget in a savings plan first, then pay your bills, and whatever is left, you can go out and spend freely. You're prioritizing the necessities of the future over the impulses of the present. Now, there are 4 disciplines that promote wealth building, and I'm going to share them with you right now. The first is save regularly by automating direct deposits. The second is don't touch your savings until you reach your goal. The third is review your goals and progress at least once a year. And the fourth, make adjustments as your life and finances change. Now, what I'm about to share with you next is very important. Just like there are 4 disciplines that promote wealth building, there are also 4 threats that every wealth builder must conquer. It is time to confront these biggest threats that can thwart your wealth building efforts. And if you don't know how they work or how to deal with them, they can prevent you from reaching your goals or force you to rethink your retirement plans altogether. The first of the 4 is procrastination. You are all now well aware of the time value of money. We covered that in an earlier podcast. The time to save is always now. Don't wait till your son needs tuition, or your daughter wants a wedding, or retirement looms on the horizon. And then you find yourself wishing that you can go back in time and do something more. The second is inflation. Over the last 100 years, the cost of goods increased by an average of 2.8% each year due to inflation. So if you estimate that you need $1 million to live comfortably in retirement, and you plan to retire in 25 years, you'd be in for a shock. You see, if you base your estimate on the cost of goods today, and if the average rate of inflation remains the same, the calculation would be off by over half. In other words, you would need $2 million for retirement instead of $1 million. The third is losses. Between the years of 2000 and 2010, the stock market lost around 50% of its value. Twice. Those years of losses devastated families who were counting on consistent gains to meet their investment goals. It's wise to heed the advice of Warren Buffett, who once said, rule number 1, never lose your money. Rule number 2, never forget rule number 1. Strategies to shield your wealth from the loss of principal are available and should not be overlooked. The fourth is taxes. Sales tax does not sneak up on you. It's right there on your receipt every time you purchase something. Income tax, on the other hand, can rear its ugly head decades later. Imagine being blindsided in your late 60s and finding out that you owe 20 or 30% tax on your $1 million nest egg. Boom. That's like $200,000, $300,000 gone. Whether your future ends up with a tax strategy or a tax tragedy can depend on the financial vehicle and the tax structure you choose today. Now that you know the threats, it's time to review the strategies that can help conquer them. Then discuss this critical money milestone with your financial professional. Those strategies can be introduced in our next podcast, and we will discuss them very thoroughly. In the meantime, do you need help understanding your cash flow or getting a plan in place to begin working towards your financial goals? If so, schedule a free consultation today by calling us at 937-889-9809 or emailing us at the Academy of Financial Literacy at gmail.com. And if you find the content of our podcast helpful to you, please consider blessing us with a token of support. Your donation will help the needy students to attend the college of their choice that we sponsor. For more information, just visit our link showed below. We thank you for your support in helping us create and help educate our community about how money works and creating generational wealth, one home at a time. Join us at our next podcast where we will discuss part 2 of Build Your Wealth, the 6th step of our 7 Money Milestones series, your roadmap to financial security and independence. Until next time, let's talk Tuesday.